box office support time, and it's all about Devil Wears Prada 2. Now, I will say this first. Michael, everybody's kind of curious about, the drop-off between week 1 and week 2, because Michael, being known as, is a great experience, but as a movie, there's all these problems, right? That's be the essentials, right? So everyone's curious, like, what week 1 and week 2 is going to be. 44% drop. 44% drop. Clearly, audiences are having a fun time at the movies. They're having a wonderful time in the cinema. And they're moving. They're having a little dance. They're doing a little, they're dancing along. That's what's happening with Michael. Now, with Devil Wears Prada, it roughly is the same situation. Now, I like the movie. And I thought it was quick pace. It told what they wanted to say, what they wanted to tell, and have all these things that explore certain topics, and that I thought they handled pretty well in a. It's kind of like handling topics, but you also know your audience, so talk about it, but address it, make it a theme, but don't make it the whole damn thing, right? So. Devil Wears Prada 2 has made 77 in the States and 217 worldwide on its opening weekend. Everyone was underestimating this film, by the way. Everyone was underestimating this film. Like, I think because we're so used to, franchises that are more stereotypically male-driven. So we're when there's something that's clearly aimed for the female audience, or its demographic is roughly the female audience, we say that's not going to do well. No one's going to see this movie. This is a streaming movie. Well, in reality, people showed up. This I don't know the right sense. No, this is the Avengers Doomsday for women. If you're going to, stereotypical, if you want to put your marketing hat on and say, this is a target demographic to women, a lot of people been waiting for the sequel. And they showed up. Now, the interesting thing is week 1 and week 2 is going to be quite interesting to see that drop off as well. But look, if there's going to be a third film, I don't think it's going to take 20 fucking years to have that happen. I don't think that's going to be a situation. But it could. But it could be also a sense of what to explore, what not to explore. Maybe is there anything else roughly enough to say? Is there the Devil Wears Prada trilogy? Is that going to be a thing? Maybe, maybe not. But look, it's ticking out the boxes. It might not. And here's the interesting thing about it, you keep hearing there's a expectation of how much money a movie's going to be making in this year, and they keep seeing it. Project Hail Mary is nearly making $800 million. That oversees expectations in its opening weekend, along with Super Mario and Wuthering Heights, and now there was Prada and Michael. It shows that people want to go to the movies. It shows that people do want to go to the movies, and it's showing here. Now, and also, guess what? For all those people who say, "What? There's all the superhero stuff." Probably is a very smart thing that, probably accidentally. But the last superhero film came out in July with Fantastic Four. And the next one is in June with Supergirl. That's 11 months. If you're a movie fan, don't care about the TV stuff, you're just a movie fan, that's a decent gap. So you're able to, before the capes come in, it's time to. And Mortal Kombat's coming out this week. We got we're hearing more success stories and hits, and I think it's easy to say COVID hit. COVID no shit was a massive hit. The strikes was a massive hit for the industry. So, and I also think it's people going to the movies more. People are having a great time. They're going to another movie, another movie, another movie. So, this is the month. This is the year that I'm like, everyone's like, there's a lot of big movies here, guys. I hope people go see them. Hope this is a sign for the beginning of the. Hope theaters are saved this year, and turns out they are. People are showing up, so that's good. Anyway, comment below. Let me know your thoughts of the Devil's Prada numbers. Even though I've been rambling for the last nearly 6 minutes, but anyway, comment below. Let me know your thoughts.